Very busy weekend, hopefully successful weekend of property viewing. Obviously, with what's going on in October now, with the first home buyer guarantee thingy, there's a lot of first home buyers out there. Also, there's a lot of parents out there looking with or for their children. And I notice that entire population, majority of them don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay, they're going through there. They look like lost little sheep going through the property. There's no sort of plan. There's no intention as to how they're going about looking. So I just want to make this video for them so that they can actually go through the property with some intent and be able to sort of have mitigating factors around if they miss anything. So this is how I, as a buyer's agent in Perth, this is how I inspect property. A bit of a 3-phase operation here, right? Phase number 1 is the familiarisation walkthrough. All I got to do is walk through the property in whatever order. I like to try and go chronologically, but sometimes, especially nowadays, home opens are so friggin' full and busy that sometimes you got to forego the master bedroom, go through into the living area, go to the secondary bedrooms, and then come back. And that's fine, right? During the initial walk, you're just trying to get a feel for the place. Right? If it's not clean, you can really feel that. I want you to use your senses, right? If something looks a little bit moist and soggy, use your nose. I do that all the time in my videos and everyone laughs, but really it's important, right? If you've got concerns around mold, you'll be able to smell a musty smell. If something looks like there's a bit of water damage, you might want to touch the wall to see, does it feel wet? Is there shelving that's buckling? Are there any sort of issues like that? So then touch it. Use touch, don't just use your eyes, use touch. Make sure you make note of anything that you see that sort of spikes your curiosity or grabs your attention, that there's something wrong or something, a bit iffy. That's the end. Like, go through the entire property, inclusive of the backyard, have a good look, have a good sticky beak around. Now, most people will just stop right there. All right, they've done, oh yeah, saw this and that. The most important thing to be able to do is to film the entire property. You might want to talk to the agent first and go, hey, is it all right for me to film? But then you grab one of these bad boys, you get the widest angle lens or whatever, and you slowly go through in chronological order. All right, so go through the front door, living area, master bedroom, ensuite, come back out, go to the kitchen and living, do that, and then go to the secondary bedrooms, 1, 2, 3, and the guest bathroom, maybe if there's a laundry, come back out, go to the backyard, do a nice slow sweep. Now, whenever I say, get a nice slow sweep, people go through properties like this, like they're running. You've just got to go about half the speed you think is normal, and that's about right. Just go nice and slow through the property. You want to be able to re-go over. Oh yeah, I remember that bit. Okay, now you've gone through the entire property twice. You've probably been there for about 12 minutes. The last thing you want to do is do some function tests, okay? When you're in the kitchen, turn the tap on, put it into both basins if there's 2. Open the doors, have a look if the plumbing is leaking. Does the water go down without any issue? Not a problem. Good. Do that again in the ensuite and in the bathroom. Do that in the laundry. Flush all the toilets. Turn all the lights on. Turn all the fans on. If it can be turned on, turn it on. Don't turn the retic on. Don't, because you'll get a bunch of people wet. Everyone will be pissed at you. Sorry, my dog. Benton, stop. But anything you can test, inclusive of opening the garage door. You want to see that works and there's no issues. Yes, it's covered under good working order, but you don't even want to have to bother going through to the final inspection if you know that there's a bunch of stuff that needs to get fixed that you don't want to deal with. Okay, so you've got phase 1 is just you doing like a familiarization walk through the property, using all your senses, taking note of things that get your attention. Just take note. And then when you're going through with the video, just make sure you include those things in the video. And then your third walkthrough now is you just conducting a bunch of function tests. And also, if you want, you can take photos of the maintenance issues because now you're going through a third time, you're getting really familiar with the spot. Okay, that's it. And then a couple of extra things. When I'm going to an open, I always film my walk from my car into the open, so like I can get some understanding of the street. what the street feels like, what the street presence is. Are there like some bomb out cars? Is there one house that's obviously full of troublemakers? Is everyone really nice? Is it like a leafy green suburb, or is it kind of like unkept? Is there a whole bunch of houses that don't have their lawns mowed and it looks like a bit of a troubled area? Or is it a perfect looking street and then there's just one that's a bit of a shitty house? When that's the case, I always like to knock on a few doors around the place or find someone who's doing gardening, especially if they're older, and then just be like, hey, what's the go with that house? What's the street like? Da da da. And if there's tea to be spilt, right, and they're a retired person, you better pull up a camp chair. They love to share the tea. Any negative information about who's got a dog that barks all night, or somebody, they're a car enthusiast. This person is they work early in the morning and they drive a Harley and it really gives them the shits and they've been reported twice. You get all the goss from the old person gardening out the front. That's like number one professional tip. Having somewhat of a plan when you're going to an open and going, okay, first round, just do a little familiarisation walkthrough, take note of anything that might be like maintenance issues, or it could be something positive too. And then the second round is you're taking a video, going through the entire house, and you are making sure that you're recording the things that you noted on the first walk. And then the third time you're going through, you're actually just doing a bunch of function tests. Does the toilet flush? Does the cistern shut off? Does the do the taps work? Do all the taps work without any leaking or any issues in the bathrooms and the laundry? Be aware of these things. Do your research. Good luck.